guys. Delicious. This is my first video back to normal reality after the whole Nationals series. That's what we're gonna call it. This video is just gonna be a dedicated life update and Q&A. I got people to ask me questions on my Instagram via an anonymous link, but then also just a random Q&A box on Instagram stories. So I have some questions that I'm gonna answer, but also I have life update and post Nationals update, because Nationals was a month ago, and since then we've had some plans, we're planning some things, we're reevaluating our goals because Nationals is over and that was basically everything. And then now it's done, we need to organize some new things. So main gist of it is that Nationals is over. Hooray, Nationals was great, cool. So India, what's next? Well, what's next is that we are moving to different powerlifting federation. So we used to be with USAPL Australia, and it is official that we are moving to Australian Powerlifting Alliance, which is APA, and they are affiliated with IPF, which is the biggest powerlifting federation, I would say, in the world, and they host powerlifting worlds. So the highest level of world kind of international competition that you can be a part of. So you could say that we are moving up a notch. We're getting into some more competitive fields and some more highly talented competitors. So it's going to be much harder from here on out to even one, get to Nationals, and two, podium or whatever, do well at Nationals. Now, if you've been keeping along with my journey, I got first at Junior Nationals with USAPL Australia, and then this year I got third at Open Nationals with USAPL Australia. Now, I have acknowledged that that probably won't happen within the next year in our new federation, but I have some really, really big goals to reach. And you're gonna hear it all today, so that's great. Now for me personally, my goals right now is one, I'm focusing a lot more on my business. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen, changed my Instagram name from The Little Mermaid to India Stewart. That makes me feel sick because I've had The Little Mermaid since I was literally 14. But that's okay because we're making a personal brand now, which is gonna be a personal brand girl. So we've changed that. And now we are focusing more on the business. I'm going to be posting more, hopefully gaining more clients in this process, all that stuff. Then also personal goals. I am trying to still put on weight. So if you were keeping up, I used to be in the under 60 kilo category with USAPL. The goal is to go to under 63 kilo category in APA/IPF because the weight classes are different. And the either two that I could go to were 57 and 63. 57, although that seems realistic right now for where my weight is at, it's not sustainable for me. I'm probably gonna get injured there. My strength gain probably isn't gonna get that good. Plus, I am 5'5", so that's quite tall for someone who is 57 kilos. So I'm not gonna be going down to that weight class. We are going to work on going up to the under 63s. So that's gonna be a massive thing to juggle because I really struggle putting on weight at the moment. And I know what you're thinking, oh, lucky you. Yep, I know. I'm very lucky. It's very hard to do though. So I'm gonna keep on doing that. And I'm just going to keep on training hard because I have big goals in this next year, especially, and then years after that. In the next year, my big goal is to be ideally in the top 10 in my weight class in Australia. By the next year, I mean by the time I compete again. So whenever I do compete again, I am hoping to get that goal within that time frame. Also, more updates with competing and new federation, everything. I will not be competing for the next year. So what that means is that head down, bum up, we're putting in some insane work. Some people would look at this and be like, oh, great, I get to take my foot off the pedal. I get to just relax a little bit, which I can say I kind of have a little bit of aspect of mindset in that, but at the same time, this is no time to slow down for me. I'm putting pedal to the metal. Is that what they say? Pedal to the metal? I'm putting pedal to the metal. We're absolutely sending it in the next year. I'm going to get much stronger, and I'm claiming that here right now. So now that I've given a life update, let's get into some questions and answer those. We've got some good ones. I'm going to start with the anonymous ones first. I'm going to start with this one. It says, how do you respond to comp failures? Comp failures. Well, I've only had two single lifts in my have I competed 4 times? 5 times. In my 5 times of competing, I've had 2 fails. And these failures, one of them was from my first competition and the second one was from not nationals, but the one before that. So my 4th competition. Now, the first time I competed, I missed my last squat. And my coach, he told me he was expecting me to be really upset and like cry and have a hissy fit, a tantrum. But I just moved on. And I honestly didn't expect that from myself because I really wanted to do well. And I didn't think that I would react that way to a missed lift. But at my very first competition, missing my last squat, I just walked off and I was kind of like, okay, on to bench now. It doesn't need to be a drastic thing unless you make it a drastic thing. I think we get so built up in our emotions in the training block that they end up just kind of exploding on comp day. But what I like to encourage is that, yes, you can have really heightened emotions in your comp prep, but on comp day, it's just another day in the gym. I just want to view it as that. And if something doesn't go to plan, it doesn't go to plan. But this is also really important to have a good relationship with your coach so that you can discuss what you want on the day. If you want to have missed lifts, or you want to, sorry, I shouldn't say if you want to have no one wants missed lifts. If you want to push the boundaries a little bit and acknowledge that you could miss lifts, then this is something you need to discuss with your coach. If you don't want to miss lifts and you want to get 9 for 9 or let's say 8 for 9 on the off chance, then you also need to discuss this with your coach. Most of the time my athletes want to go 9 for 9 because that's a really nice feeling. So I have to be realistic with their expectations and say, I know you wanted this number, but we might have to go 2.5 kilos or 5 kilos less than that number so we can be safe and build the total for the day. Now, this is something that I work on with my coach as well because I don't particularly want to miss lifts. I don't really want to push the boundaries of my lifting too much just yet because I don't feel like I can push quite slow reps just yet in my career. So what I strive for in my own lifting is 9 for 9 on comp day. Going back to my second missed lift ever in competition was actually a deadlift, and I missed it on grip, which has never happened ever before. I actually have never missed a deadlift ever in my training, literally in my whole history of training. I've never missed a deadlift until this comp. So yes, it was quite shocking, but afterwards I was just kind of like, what can you do? Like, I dropped it. Oh well, move on. We'll just try harder at the next one. Try harder in training. Just got to work on my grip strength. I think it gets to be as simple as that. You don't need to make it a massive big thing and dwell on it for your whole future. Otherwise, it can really set you off for the whole day of lifting or for your training in the upcoming blocks and seasons that you have. Another question says, I don't have a why. It's just because I want to, but is that enough? I wish I had some context here. You don't need to have a why. If you just want to train hard and be dedicated to it, then you can absolutely do that. There's no one stopping you in that aspect. And if you can stay consistent in the gym just by wanting to train and wanting to, this is a hard question to answer, because I really want to know your goals of going to the gym. Because is it to be like, do you just go to the gym just because that's what other people do? Or do you go to the gym to have a better relationship with your body, to be stronger, to be fitter, to see people for a social activity? Like, what exactly do you go to the gym for? So that question is really hard to answer. If you want to message me and we can talk about it, message me. Now, I had next question is, what's your dream job? Would you ever want to own a gym? My dream job is something that I never really acknowledged until recently at a business event, and I ended up acknowledging that I would really like to be a brand for myself. So as well as coaching my clients, because I absolutely love coaching. I love it, especially when we get to those powerlifting comps. Oh, my dream job is to coach as well as make myself a personal brand. So I guess you could call my dream job being an influencer. I hate that label, because we've all made it a bad label, haven't we? But that would be ideal. I would love to do that. I think I have the assets. I don't know. And then the next thing under that was, would you ever want to own a gym? When I'm like mid-30s, I would own one, but not right now. I cannot see that happening. I'm too busy in building my own clients and then my own coaching brand right now to own a gym. And I think I would want to get a house and get married before I went into owning a gym. But maybe in the future, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, so who knows. And then someone said, would you ever consider being a hybrid athlete again? This is the same answer as just then. Maybe when I've had kids and I'm happy with my career in powerlifting, I probably might. Yeah, I could probably see myself going back into running and just doing lifting at the same time. I don't really know. All that I know so far is that I want to do really well in powerlifting, and however long it takes, I'm ready to kind of go with that flow until I reach the goal that I want to reach. The next one is not really a question, it's kind of a statement. It says, I want to do a comp, but I'm scared of failing in front of so many people, my family and my friends. I think we need to understand who you're competing for. Are you competing for yourself, or are you competing for social hierarchy? Are you competing for your friends? Are you competing for your family? Which I hope you're not. I hope you're not competing for your friends, your family, and your social standing on the social ladder, because F the social ladder. I think you need to try and reevaluate why you want to do a comp and why you want to do powerlifting. Is it because you want to post about it? Or is it because you actually want to challenge yourself and do something for yourself that kind of pushes the boundaries a little bit? Because if it's that second option, then we need to just push the opinions of other people to the side. Because if you're really focusing on pushing yourself and pushing the limits and the boundaries of what you think is possible, then opinions of others shouldn't matter. And these people will admire you anyway, if that's your end goal. And that is all I'm going to answer, because I feel like that was long and I don't want this video to be long. I just want it to be short and sweet. Life update, Q&A, done, get out of there. Back to the YouTube's rolling. Now, my next video is going to be a vlog post nationals, just updating on what my life looks like now that the training's not as intense and we're not kind of getting ready for a big moment to happen anytime soon. So we're a little bit more relaxed. I've got some more hobbies. I'm working on my business a little bit more, so life looks a little bit differently. So next video is a vlog, so stay tuned for that. But for now, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.